What's up, wrestling fans? Ratman Rich Fulmer with your TNA review and your wrestling report. Whole lot of stuff going on. Great show for TNA tonight. I like the direction. I like the way they're doing things. A lot better than the other company up north, who are having dancing divas pose and stick their lips out, and tits out, and break-dancing bunnies in the middle of the ring. I don't even know what, the PG era. Let's just not even get into that. Anyway, great show tonight. Started out with MVP, Kenny King, and Bobby Lashley coming out, bragging about how big and bad Bobby Lashley is. And Joe came out and said, "You want to know who's big and bad? You face me later on." Not quite like that. A short fight ensued. Things got broke up. Security came out. It was cool. Opening match: Gail Kim versus Taryn Terrell. Great match. Did you hear the crowd? Did you hear the crowd? Better than divas. And you give me, I'll tell you what. You give me one diva who you think is the best, and I'll give you Gail Kim. Give me two, I'll give you Havoc. Give me three, I'll give you Taryn Terrell. Get me? Who you got? The Bellas, Alicia Fox, a couple other ones that just kind of crawl around the ring. AJ Lee. They don't have the talent that, and I don't care. You can call me an asshole, but none of those divas have what it takes to be a knockout. Promise you that. Promise you that. Maybe two or three, but these divas that are actually good, Neidhart and Snuka, they job out to the rest of them. And I get it, that's booking, but come on now. Come on. It's just boring product. Anyway, divas suck. Knockouts is where it's at. Huge neck breaker. I want to just say it was a huge neck breaker. Gail Kim hit on the steps on Taryn Terrell. Eat the feet. I thought it was actually over right there, but Taryn Terrell kicked out. I don't know how, but it came down to a mistake that a lot of wrestlers make, where they try the high cross body from the top rope, and all that momentum rolls over, gets the pin. It happens. It happens all the time. Arn Anderson has done it to Brian Pillman. He's done it to Ricky Morton. He's done it to, John Cena's done it to guys. It's all in momentum. You can flip over and get your leg hooked, and you're gonna lose. Just about every time that happens. And then Havoc comes out, makes her debut. I can't wait to see her in the ring. I seen her versus Alpha Female, and that was an amazing match. WSU, I think it was. At the time, Alpha was Stardom champion. Havoc was WSU champion. No titles were on the line. I think WSU was on the line. Havoc came out on top with that. But she came out, electrified the crowd, ran right through Gail Kim, ran right through Taryn Terrell, beat them both up, laid them on top of each other, raised her own hand. And no, let's just get this straight. I seen somewhere that people think that Winter and Havoc are the same person. They're not. It's not the same people. It's two different names, two different people. Do your research, look them up. It's not the same. They may look alike, but it's not the same person. That's all I got to say about that. EC3, he just comes out babbling all the time. Rhino comes out, challenges him. He says, "You know what?" EC3 says, "You know what? You want to fight? You can fight. You can fight Rockstar Spud." When Mr. Rockstar Spud has fought in the last 1 month, has fought more than Brock Lesnar has fought in the past 3 years. Oh, Brock Lesnar hasn't fought in the past 3 years. No, he hasn't fought. Wait. Did he beat up Triple H? No. No, and Brock Lesnar, Mr. One-Timer. Let's just throw that out there. Brock Lesnar has barely ever wrestled, and neither does Rockstar Spud. That's why I say it's good to see Rockstar Spud in the ring, though he got destroyed by Rhino, you know, kind of like Lesnar destroyed John Cena. But anyway, we're not going to talk about breakdancing bunnies here. This is TNA. This is where real wrestling is. Magnus, next up is Magnus and Bram versus Gunner and Shaw. I'd like to see Gunner and Bram go at it, really. Those two, they're both intense. They're kind of alike in a lot of ways. You take Gunner during the days of Immortal when he won the TV title. Let's take that and you put it right now with Bram. You've got the same intensity. And those two worlds collide, you're going to have a good match. I really want to see that one-on-one, pay-per-view, Wednesday night show. I don't care. I want to see it. Magnus and Bram won. Gunner hurt his leg somehow jumping off the ropes. Sam Shaw was like, "Oh, you hurt my buddy. Oh, brother." Something like that. But anyway, what's up with Brittany? Brittany, hates good luck. I don't know. That was that. You know, let's look at this for a second. They might look like a great couple because you have Brittany was all gaga over Madison Rayne a few months ago, and Sam Shaw was all gaga over Christy Hemme. Boom, boom. And now looks like Brittany is all gaga over Sam Shaw. He's good looking. Maybe they would make a great couple and they'll stalk each other. And they'll tuck each other happily ever after. I don't know. But anyway, it was a pretty good match. Let's see what happens between Sam Shaw and Brittany. But my focus is on my thoughts. I want to see Gunner versus Brown. I want to see it. I can't wait to see it. I look forward to it. It'll happen eventually. Bobby Roode versus EY. It was anticlimactic. Bobby Roode won. It was an okay match. I think it could have been better. It wasn't as realistic as I would have liked to see. You know, I like the direction of TNA. Some of their matches kind of suck still, but it is what it is, man. It's a lot better than what it was, and at least there's no dancing bunnies. Anyway, proof of this is the X Division match tonight, the 6-man X Division match tonight. Tigre Uno, count them up. Tigre Uno, DJ Z, Crazy Steve. I'm not sure where Crazy Steve. I'll get into that in a minute, but he's done more in wrestling than the Menagerie has. We'll get into that for a second. Manic, Homicide, and Low Key. Few of these guys have been X Division champion before. Great match anyway. Homicide hits Manic with the Gringo Killer. Great match. Bodies were flying everywhere. Kickouts. There were flips. There were kicks. There were hits. It was an all-around great match. And for all of you people out there, I seen a comment saying, "Oh, it's the same 6 people that always wrestle." Well, duh. That's all they have right now. And A-Dub. Which A-Dub, much like Samoa Joe, can mix it up. Go heavyweight and X Division. You can put him in there. Then he'll win again. He'll be 3-time champion. And then what? He'd go against Bobby Lashley. Who knows? But all of a sudden you hear, and out comes Storm and Sonata. Sonata kicks Manic, knocks him out, rolls him out of the ring. They pick him up, drag him, and literally drag him to the back. I think it's going to be this redneck revolution that James Storm is talking about. I'm kind of looking forward to it. Sonata, and if they're going to add Manic to it, wow. I watched clips of highlights actually from Battle of Los Angeles, the G1 promotion tournament, and which Ricochet won. I'd like to see Ricochet come to TNA. There's a handful, over an abundant amount of talent that I would like to see in TNA. Rich Swann, just to name a few. Rich Swann, Ricochet, AR Fox. It goes on and on and on and on. These guys, ACH would be a great one. But TNA is actually signing, so be patient. They're in Mexico right now. They're working out contracts, trying to get to sign. I'm going to try to say this in Spanish. Hiro Del Ninja, who is also a Garza. His last name is a Garza. I can't even pronounce his first name, so I'm not even going to try. But his last name is Garza. Yes, from the same. We all know Hector Garza. He is former Cruiserweight champion in WCW. He's former X Division champion in TNA. Great talent. The entire Garza family were great talents. I'm looking forward to seeing him. He's a masked lucha libre style wrestler. And the other one is Rico Rodriguez. Doesn't wear a mask, but he's also luchador. Great talent. I've done a lot of reading on him. Haven't done any video watching yet. But if TNA is signing him, then there'll be 8. Will that make everybody happy? 8 X Division stars. You know, there's a lot of guys like Prince Devitt. I would have liked to see him land in TNA. But he took a little hiatus, ended up in NXT. And for those of you who don't know what NXT is WWE's developmental show. Their product is a lot better than Raw with their dancing bunnies. But, like I said, keep saying it. And I'm going to keep running on saying it. Just a reminder. This is TNA. There are no dancing bunnies. No break dancing bunnies and no dancing divas. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, just following that, A-Dub comes out and calls out James Storm and Sonata. They come out. Few words exchanged back and forth. A-Dub says, okay, you want to play that game? I've got somebody right now. And here comes Yoshihiro Tajiri. I want to see Tajiri versus Sonata so bad. Both of them come from Wrestle One, the Great Muta. We all know Tajiri's a Japanese buzzsaw. ECW, WWE. Oh, this guy is so talented. One of my favorite Japanese wrestlers of all time. And that's saying a lot because we're talking Shinsuke Sasaki and Kensuke Sasaki or whatever. The list goes on and on from there. And then we move on because I'm tired and I'm trying to get through this. This is actually my 3rd attempt at this, and I'm just going to play it out, just going to play it through. I've had media problems, deleted my notes. It's not easy doing this stuff. You know, I'm tired. I got to work in the morning, and I don't want to. So anyway, Spud versus Rhino, EC3. You know. I think he's trying to do The Rock. And when The Rock did it, that was annoying. Now EC3 is doing it. You know, I thought EC3 was getting this edge with him. And he's kind of like put it to to Spud, like, you're either going to help me or there's a door. Go either way. But if you're not going to do this, if you're not going to wrestle Rhino, then you're no use to me. He's kind of useless anyway. I seen him beat Rob Conway in OVW. Actually won the TV title in OVW. And then that was it. That was shortly after he won British Boot Camp and entered TNA. We did it. Straight up match. Kind of suckered him. But a win's a win, either way you look at it. Still, no dancing bunnies. No break dancing bunnies here. My Rhino destroyed Spud. Kind of like Brock Lesnar just destroyed John Cena. Spud. He doesn't wrestle that much. I can see why. I don't know how he won British Boot Camp. Probably something about the bitch sweater he wears that has Dixie Carter all over it. Dixie Carter! Anyway, Rhino ran right through him. Literally. With gore! 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 Match was over. Thank God it was anticlimactic. EC3 walked away from him, left him laying in the middle of the ring. Bobby Lashley versus Samoa Joe. We're just going to move right along. Okay match. It was a good match. Joe can kick. Joe, like I said earlier, can mix it up with the heavyweights and still keep up with the X Division style wrestlers. And is it me or is Samoa Joe actually losing some weight? He probably has to drop that weight to take on guys like Homicide and Manic and Low Key. Bobby Lashley won thanks to Kenny King interfering. Joe got a piece of Kenny King, chopped him, pushed him off the ring ropes. Joe does this, or Lashley does this full Nelson slam, and then hits him with a spear. Over, 1, 2, 3. Over. Cut to credits. Next week we're going to see a tag team match with the Dudleys versus the Hardys versus the Wolves. Best out of 3 is going to be the second installment. I thought it was going to be this week, but it wasn't this week at all. It's going to be a tables match. Look for it next week. I can't wait to see it. My predictions, the Hardys are going to win. They're going to go for a ladder match. The Wolves are going to win that. And then they're going to win the next one. It is the best out of 3. We'll have to see. But it's going to be, that's my predictions. And Chris Melendez, Sergeant Chris Melendez, the one-legged wrestler, is going to make his in-ring debut. I don't know who he's going to wrestle yet. That hasn't been said. I've been trying to find who he's going to wrestle, and I can't find it. But next week, I'm looking forward to seeing him. I'm looking forward to it. I've seen him some in-ring ability. He's got it. He's got it. Even for being one-legged, he's got it. I can't wait. Still, no breakdancing bunnies. And people wonder why I don't watch WWE. Anyway, check us out. Subscribe down below if this didn't bore you too much. Subscribe down below. And check us out on Facebook. Indie 2 TNA. And talking about pro wrestling. Both groups, the best groups you will ever find. You can join any group, anywhere. You're not going to find two better groups. Indie 2 TNA and talking about pro wrestling. We do votes on who's the best, who's the worst. We do live chats during shows. Come check us out. This is Ratman Rich Fulmer, and this has been your Impact Review.